Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. I am ready for this school year to be over. I know that was very direct and to the point, but I am having
Yeah, don't
itis.
hold back. Yeah.
I'm having itis.
Already? Wait a
Yeah.
minute. March? Where in March? Yeah, March.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I'm
March,
not.
April,
The
May.
kids
Yeah.
the kids at school are too. It's so I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
yeah,
Everybody's.
part of it is we're ready for spring break and for
Everybody's
whatever
got cabin fever.
yes, and there for whatever reason spring break is April 14th.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been rough, but it's all good.
Yeah. Mine are gone.
Yeah.
Like mine are college and
Yeah.
working,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's yeah. Yeah, that's
All right,
that's
so
a
what
whole
we
nother level.
what we got going here today? What
I
do we want
got
to talk
one for
about?
you. I got one for you. I got
Okay,
one
you
for
always
you.
have one for
I
me, but
do.
yeah.
Well, but so this one is, it can be light, it can be heavy, it can be fun, but it is, I don't know, it can be as heavy as you want it to be. But this was a discussion that I saw and I thought about it and I had pondered it and could not come up with quite an answer. So I was like, I'm going to give it to you first,
Okay.
which is, we're both 50.
Okay. We are.
We are.
Oof.
What would you give your 25-year-old self advice to about this moment right now? Well, no, I said that wrong. Yeah. What would, where you are now, what
Well,
advice would
with
you
what I
give
have
in your,
told 25-year-old, like I kind of think it's like those letters the president writes on the thing, where it's like the
yes.
president, like Joe Biden. What would I have told myself
Yep.
when I was 13?
Yep.
So 25. I think the bigger question is 35. No. I think I would have told her that it's not that. You know what? I can't even say that it's not that serious. At 25 years of age, I was doing okay. Like I think
Yeah.
I had a strong sense of myself. I think I would have maybe stopped and smelled the roses a little more. Because I was pretty.
At 25?
Yeah,
You didn't, yeah,
I
you
was
were,
pretty straight
yeah, you
laced.
were,
Like
yeah, fine.
I had a little thing when I was in my like 21, 22. You could tend liquor stand. But that was a short couple
No,
years, and then I was
I'll be
yeah.
honest, you were pretty put together at
Yeah.
25.
So I think
Like,
I
yeah.
yeah, I think I would have been a little more um
Like, relax.
I don't even know if that's the right word.
Okay.
I feel like I had a strong sense of like what I was going to do and what I wasn't going to do. And it didn't so I probably did not compromise much back then.
Okay.
And I would have told her that's okay.
Okay.
I would have not gotten so like I think sometimes you know I think over the years you always said you listen to people's opinions too much, and I think 25-year-old Kim should have just been okay with being 20. Like I was okay that I did not have a sense of like who cares what I didn't care what people thought, but I think something switched there. I think in that time frame, and then I got in that like overthinking space. I don't
Okay.
think when I was 19, 20, 21, I overthought.
Okay.
I might have overthought how people. No, I don't even think I did. I think I was able to. I did all the things in order though. Like I did. I moved out. I was a late mover outer. I didn't move
Okay.
out till I was like 19. But I mean, let's be honest. Even when I moved out,
You call that a late move router?
yeah. No, I might have been older than that. Actually, I was 20. I was 21 when I moved out, and it was a whole thing for me because I saved for like a year and bought furniture,
Yeah.
tucked it in my room, and bought this and tucked it in my room because I wanted to make sure that I had what I needed so that when I moved out at the time with a roommate, I had everything. We had everything we needed for a fully furnished apartment. Our first apartment wasn't bad for young people.
Again, that y'all had it going on.
So, and then I got to that space where I was like, well, as soon as I get this first check and I have benefits and I'm getting health care, like I've always been very methodical in planning.
Okay.
And I probably would have told her to relax a little bit. That it was
Okay.
okay to just,
Okay.
because by 25-ish year, I mean, I was married at 26.
Yeah.
So, I was, yeah, what about you? I don't know. I got to give some more thought to that.
So I'll tell you this. Recently, someone said to me, "Who cares what people think about you? Just be that person." And a lot of my last 19, 20 years of having my own business and being customer focused, I was very, very, very worried about what people thought about me,
Yeah.
right? So even in the business, I hurt myself a lot because I never, ever, ever wanted someone to either think that I either wasn't professional or I was so customer focused that it hurt me.
Mm.
And so when people were unhappy with something, whatever it was, even
Yeah.
if it was unreasonable, I tried to make sure that I did the job so that they wouldn't be upset with me,
Mm.
right?
Okay.
Because I've always had a instant. Someone would meet me, and I always knew, always was like, he can be an asshole,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I never, because I was always trying to make sure I wasn't one or wasn't perceived
You
as
wanted to
one.
make a good
I
impression.
always want to make a good
Yeah.
impression. And so I spent way too much time not worrying about what people thought of me, but I was worried about my reputation.
Mm.
And then it wasn't until really last year that I started to think I don't care what people think about me because I don't control that,
Yeah.
but I worried about my character.
Mm. I've read somewhere that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I don't
Like.
I don't when I say now I could care
Yeah.
less what people think about me.
Yeah.
I know my character.
Yeah. Reputation is something. There's a quote
Yeah.
for that.
So
Like
it
reputation
took
versus
me
character.
not till like six
Yeah.
to 8 months ago
Yeah.
to realize who cares.
Yeah.
Like if someone thinks I'm an a hole, who
Who
cares?
cares? Yeah.
But I know my character, and I think the character part is what's helped me sleep better at night. And I say sleep, I mean snore sleep. Like I rest better now that I have finally said it is okay that they
They don't
don't
like
like me.
you.
Like, and
Yeah.
it's okay. Like they're not my friends,
Yeah.
they're clients.
Yeah.
And even my friends who are my friends know my character,
Yeah.
but I do not any longer try to make sure someone perceives me a certain
Yeah.
way. Long as I'm not mean,
Yeah.
ill spirited,
Right.
or
Right.
what it
Really
malicious,
spiteful.
yeah, I don't care.
I think I would have told 25-year-old Kim that boundaries are okay. I think women in general, as we age, life, children, maybe relationships of all kinds, there's a challenge there, and there's I don't know if it's a double standard, but men, there's the nurturing component that women have by nature, like we're supposed to be givers and nurturers. And I think something happens when you marry, something happens when you have children, that you start your walls become a little bit more, your boundary walls are a little loosey goosey.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think I would have told her, like, it's funny, you've said this before, and I believe this, like I say this about myself because you and other people have said this. I am not a lot different than I was at 25.
no,
Right.
no,
You get consistency with Kim.
yeah.
So I still feel like that's
Same values, same
yeah, like
principles, yeah.
but I would have just told her, like, stand guard, don't change that. Your boundaries, the character, all of that, you're going to have challenges in your life. You're going to have people that question that. You know what's happened, in the last couple of years with that, where someone wants to challenge my character and
Yep.
who I am as a human. And
Yep.
and and even in that situation, I had to make a mental decision. Who are you? Who am I?
Mm-hmm.
And is what this person's saying about me true? No. I got to keep it moving. But I think if I had a playbook at 25 that would have given, or a crystal ball that would have said, this will happen to you, when you are 48 years old, this is what will happen to you. I probably would have given myself a little bit more room to say, it is okay to have boundaries. It is okay for things not to work out. It is okay for people to come in and out of your life. Like, I would hold on to a relationship, a friendship,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. And now I kind of just think you have to let it evolve.
Yeah.
People use the quote, if you give them if you give them their wings and they fly away, if they love you, if it's meant to be, they'll come back. I think that's every single relationship we're ever in. I don't think it has to be
Mm-hmm.
romantic.
No.
I think it can be any relationship. If
Yep.
it's meant, it will work out.
Yep.
And I think I was so determined. I was dismissive to a degree that but I feel like people judged it, and I should have been more on guard to say, you know what, Kim, at 25. It's okay that someone, like you just said, people can feel however they feel about me, and I don't care.
Yeah.
But I did not like, like, no one was like, she's just a bitch. But I know that I dated people that probably kind of pulled back because it was, a lot to deal with. And I don't think it was anything that I ever said or did. I was never a person that was like, oh, you have to make this amount of money a year, have to drive this kind of car. I can tell you, probably to some degree, there's been a consistency in a few of the people as far as like professions, but I dated a guy who worked at Calcan. I dated a musician.
Yeah.
So I think I had a vast array of experiences, that probably all of that molded me to who I am today. But I wish I'd given more time and care for 25-year-old Kim to just be okay in her shell with saying, boundaries are okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's not going to like you, and some relationships are not meant to work out, and leave it.
Yeah.
At 50, I definitely feel like,
oh yeah, I don't care now. 44 hit me good.
Yeah.
I always say that, but no, 25-year-old me would have said, stop worrying about your. But I just didn't know the difference between reputation and character. I didn't.
Yeah.
And so reputation, I thought, is what people.
It's a perspective.
Yeah. But I'm like,
based on,
I don't care.
Yeah. Even, based on something you've done or something they've seen or some interaction you've had, but that's still interpreted from the other person.
Facts.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Yeah. So the surface part of it quickly would have been, listen, just spend less time worried about what people think. You be who you are, meaning character.
Yeah.
I honor my father, my mother, and my father. I was good to my children. I go to work, I do my job at the end of the day, but I really spent way too much time trying to make sure. I remember telling people, hell, you remember in high school, I'd go around to every lunch table,
you were
shaking hands like I was a politician.
Yeah.
You
chat
good? Just
chat with everybody.
Taking the temperature. And I remember there was a time if someone said they didn't like me, I'd be on a campaign.
Yeah, like if I had
what did I do that you don't like me? Like
I
I would be on a campaign to find out, why don't you like me, and what did I do to offend you? And 50-year-old me told my own kids when they were little, there are people who are going to hate you just because you have a father.
Yeah.
Because you have a nice house.
Yeah.
Because you're tall.
Right.
Like, it just don't matter.
Yeah. And you at 39, 40, I had one of my fellow church members said, because I was like, why is this person set with me? I'm trying to battle this, this cancer, and really I was just started the fight, and she and did this with the same intensity that I do everything. And she was like, there's going to be people who don't like you because of how well you're dealing with it. Even if you're dealing with it, they're still mad that you're not sitting in a corner shaking and bawling and crying like a baby. Now, it doesn't mean that never happened, but when people see, it doesn't have to be success or success on paper, but someone whose spirit. And it's funny because we will use fictitious names here, but when we talk about this, we just talked about this a few weeks ago and I told you I saw your friend at Target.
Yes.
And all that.
Yeah.
And that was a moment for me only later when you called back and said, what the hell happened at Target? Because I was like, oh. But that says something. Like there's a space where, and that is a character thing. That is someone who says, oh, you must have screwed this up because this chick would never, fill in the blank.
Right.
When I was working, there was a parent that said, it's really terrible because I don't know that it was handled the best. But this parent goes to the principal and says, hey, my son said your person did this. And my principal, absolutely, this is not where I'm working, and my disclaimer, not where I am right now. But the principal's like, yeah, no, she didn't. And I'm like, because he came, he's like,
that was the whole shut up thing, or since you're
he's like, she don't talk to her own kids like that. But it was funny because when he called me in, I thought, what did I do wrong? I said, well, there's a kid here that said, and I was like, so what's, I even when it was all done, I was like, so what happens here? Am I getting written? He was like, this is done. It's closed. Like, I just want to make you aware it happened.
Right.
He said, but I absolutely, like, as soon as she said that happened, I was like,
he didn't. Like, no, she didn't.
No, she didn't. Absolutely no, that's not even her vocabulary. It's not, she talks to people. So I think, to your point, though, that, and, having strong character. Yes, having strong character that people can attest. Damon is not this kind of guy. you know, and
And I
that,
always
yeah,
say the people who know me go, no, he didn't.
yeah.
Like, no, he
And
didn't.
you want those kind of people in your corner.
Absolutely.
You want those people that are like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
You're
no.
like, really?
Yeah.
It's got to be more to that story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would, you know, oh, he's defrauding the FBI or the IRS. I'm like, no,
Yo,
he
yeah,
isn't.
you know, I ain't doing nothing. I don't want to spend
Yeah.
2 minutes in
No.
jail.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I just no, I don't think I was. I think as I've aged and had kids and life's happened, I've certainly got. I think your wheels are always turning about your family.
Yep.
And I think at 25-year-old Kim, I would have just
Yep.
said, chill.
I'll tell you this. I think I shared this with you a couple of months ago. I just came to a place at 50 that I liked myself, even though I don't have, and I'll say it now, the income that I wanted or even the credit score that I wanted.
Yeah.
Right? I have been so hyper focused on those superficial numbers because they are
They're
superficial,
superficial.
that I was losing time in life. Like, just so focused, like checking my credit score every day, working to get to this imaginary artificial number, arbitrary number. That's like, oh, if I make this, then I will feel like
you could check a box.
Right.
Yeah.
And it just literally hit me at the beginning of 2025, and I thought, I am great right now.
Yeah.
Like, if my credit score is 400,
Yeah.
I'm still a good father.
Right.
I am still a good friend. I am that it finally at 50, it finally, like, you're talking even from, like, we're having this conversation from 25 to 50, so hyper focused on growing the business, keeping the credit score to this magical number, and trying to get to a dollar amount to say I am successful.
Yeah, to check that box.
Yep.
I think I feel like if I had told 25-year-old Kim that you need to stick to your guns on things that I kept saying I will never drop the ball. I don't want to drop the ball, and then I dropped the ball. So for me, it's a weight thing. And I have felt the same. Like, I talked to a couple of doctors, and I'm like, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? Now, mind you, people who know me, you know, if you're on here and you've never met, like, I'm not 400 pounds or anything like there's anything wrong with that. When I say this, they're like, oh, poor thing.
Yeah.
For me, it's, you know, I would love to lose 20 pounds.
Right.
And in the grand scheme of things, I have friends that are like, if that's all you're trying to lose, it's really just stop eating this or that. But when I'm making a point to your number, so when I went to the doctor, I'm like, well, what can I do a cheat? Like, I want to take the pill. I want to take the shot. Like, can I get this done? And he says, well, you have to have a situation where your numbers reflect some other health issue.
Yeah.
And he said, if you love yourself, and that's where I'm really trying to work in this space, like loving myself, loving the way I look, the way I am, because we can spend so much time. Like, I remember when I was a size 2. You know what? You're not. But I'm in this space where I'm like, I'm in this space where I'm like, you know, what can they do for you? Your high blood pressure numbers are great. Your blood sugar numbers are great.
Yep.
You do not. He said, don't focus on the scale on this number because it's a complete package. And I was so glad I had one doctor who was like, the BMI is antiquated anyway. Black people got bigger bones. All of it. I was like, thank you, sir. But I was just trying to be. My point is, though, I was that person that was so focused on a number, an arbitrary number. Yeah. And then the thing about it is, the terrible thing about the number is, it's a benchmark, it's a line, but you're never happy. You're never happy with that number. No. If your credit score had been a 792,
you're trying to get to 805.
You want to be 805.
Right. And then with 805, you're like, how can I get to 830?
Because when I had my second child, that's what I did. I was like, oh, if I just reach this number, and then I reached it, and then it became this weird obsession to the point where I had a friend who's like, hey, you don't need to lose any more weight. You're starting to look a little. And when I see pictures of me in that, I don't think I look terrible. But when I see pictures from like 10 or 15 years ago, I did not look healthy. I feel like I look healthier now than I ever have looked.
Okay.
And so I want to now. Do I want to make sure that my cholesterol is okay to eat the right
those
things?
Are different
Absolutely.
Kind of numbers. Yeah, those
you
are
still have to
kind
do
of
the work to eat healthy, but just whether that results in a 5-pound weight loss or a 30-pound weight loss or no weight loss, I want to be someone that can wake up every day, love who they see in the mirror,
Yep.
and no one's chasing me down with, you got to do this. Now, the minute they do, and I want to stay ahead of that. That's why I want to stay ahead of it. But
I'll tell you my numbers when my high blood pressure hit.
yeah,
I had never, ever had high blood pressure.
Yeah.
Not one time in my life.
Right.
And then last year when I had the crazy swollen ankle and they wanted to put me on daily pills or what that heart blood medicine or whatever. And I was like, I'm not taking a pill.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not. I've never taken pills a day in my life. I am not about to start now.
Yeah.
And I worked on that number.
Right.
I was obsessed with that number because
Right.
I'm like, I'm getting my heart rate.
Right. Yeah.
My blood pressure down.
Right.
That number I'm obsessed with.
And that's
and it's so funny.
right.
Like that number meant everything.
Right.
Income and credit, I could care less. Like
because it's a quality. It's your health. It's your health. And so for me that's
I could have an 850 and a 250 income.
Right.
But if I have high blood pressure, it don't matter.
No. And I realize some of it I can't control. My family is riddled with high blood pressure and blood and sugar. So for me, it's like I try to. There was a lady at church that was like, if you get to this space, because I was running a little high, and she was like, yeah, God made somebody smart enough to make medicine so we don't die, and that's true. But I also know God was like, you need to chill out.
Yeah.
Like
you might eat some fruits and vegetables,
and you're letting everything bother you,
and
you're
get
trying
a good night's rest.
Get a good night's sleep.
Yep.
So I think we can. If someone had told, if I could have told myself at 25, chill.
Chill is the biggest word, because even I told Rashawn this morning, I said, I heard you don't have an overwhelming problem. You have an overcommitment problem. You're not overwhelmed. You overcommit. That was me. I would overcommit to everybody and everything. And now I have no problem saying, no, I can't do that today, but how about Friday?
Right.
And if that's not good enough for you, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay too. So now I just find myself not beating myself up for literally last 25 years, just on the go, on the grind, just trying to get, like you said, just staying focused and trying to hit some numbers, which now I look at my sons who are both, gosh, they're both just hyper focused on achieving this feast. And I'm like, dude, listen, just enjoy the ride now.
I think it's interesting. Like I mean, you've known me almost your whole life. I don't know why. That was never me at that age.
Right.
I mean, I literally remember, and I almost shared the story on the side of not to, because I think it was probably been a bad thing. But I do remember literally sitting at my job, and you called me, like, you want to go Haka Hills?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, let me just finish this report. I was like, heck yeah. And I think, I know it's impossible for people to think that's what you have to do. Like, I think any person in any role can have some basic ability to stop and smell the roses and to just be able to pivot in that moment and go, let's do that today.
So many times and I'll tell the story. I remember being in Mexico with my girlfriend at the time, and I was on the phone with work, right? And I kept, so I couldn't get a signal, so I had to like walk over here, and hold my hand up in the air and get on the phone.
Right.
And I remember one time she was like, so you're going to keep leaving me out here on the beach by myself in a two-piece. And I was like, I'm not taking no more phone calls right now, because I was like, you made a point.
Yeah.
Like, get off the phone. Yeah. And I remember calling back going, hey, don't call me no more. Yeah. Like, there's nothing I can do. This is dumb. Yeah. But that was who I was for years. Yeah. Like, years. Yeah. Like, I could not just be in the moment. And like now, when I go and meet a friend for lunch or whatever, I leave my phone in the car. I don't even want to see it light up. I just want to have our moment, have lunch, and leave the phone in the car. Whoever call, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a neurosurgeon, I'm not saving nobody's life. Yeah, right. So that's what I'm saying.
No babies are being born.
No babies are being born. I got to deliver. So, like, Okay, I get, but
Right.
like the other day,
Yeah.
I was in an interview and I came out, I had
Yeah.
8 missed calls, and I'm like, I leave the phone in the car now.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. I don't
Yeah.
care. Like
Yeah.
all I can do is go back and go. Well, 5 of those were potential scams
Yeah.
or
Right.
spams
Right.
or whatever,
Spams.
potential
Yeah.
spams, and then everybody else I just call back in the order in which the call
Yeah.
came.
I think my 3 or 4 I was like, would you like to sell your property over blah blah blah? I'm like, no, I would not. I don't even want to answer the phone calls.
Yes.
But just know, and it's funny. I think about life, 1996, 22ish. Like I don't even know. I got my first phone in 1996.
Yeah.
So I think I'm pretty sure. I feel like it was 95 or 96. And life before that, right?
Absolutely.
Pagers. I guess I never had a pager.
I did.
Yeah, I know.
I did. Yeah. And I had to race around to find a payphone.
Yeah, yeah.
And then what did we say?
Yeah.
Somebody call a pager.
Yeah. You call me?
Yeah. Somebody call a pager.
So,
but no, I definitely would tell my 25-year-old self to just be in the moment and just enjoy the ride.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think what I also have come to the place of is all of this is the ride. Yeah. Like, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's hard. Like, this is the ride.
Yeah, right.
Like, on your way, like, the vacation does not start when you land. It starts when you walk out the door.
It starts when you pack.
Yeah, you're like
when you're like, oh, what am I going to wear?
Yeah, like the whole entire thing is the experience. Yeah. And if you lose your luggage, it should be funny.
Well, I would
you
struggle
lost
with
luggage?
That. No, but I wouldn't want to.
No, but if it doesn't have to ruin the trip. Well, there are people who would kick the dog, cuss everybody out because they didn't get the makeup bag or the hair thing or whatever. But it's like,
it's part of,
this is all
like
part of
supposed to. And even to that degree, you think about it, and then 5 years from now, you're laughing about like, I can't believe you saw my suitcase, the wheel was popped off, blah blah blah. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. It's just being in the moment and being for the experience.
Yep. I'm so proud of my youngest is taking a trip. Both of them are taking trips. They're going on a cruise next month. Then my youngest is taking a trip, and I have pressured them to say, you have the resources, you have the capability, you have the passports. Just do me a favor. While you're on your grind, just enjoy the ride. Mm-hmm. Just, it ain't about getting this bag. No. Like, the bag is important, but it's the ride. Yeah. The journey is the most.
I shared with my older two now that just being in the moment, and I always say it's not a race, it's a marathon.
Yep.
And looking left and right gets you in trouble, and it really is what steals joy. Yeah. Now it is okay to be involved with not involved like a relationship, but when you engage with people in your circle that make you better, or you can say,
yes,
I want what they have, but I want what they have in a way of like, show me how I can have those things too. Absolutely. Those are healthy dynamics, healthy relationships, healthy goals. But the constant comparison and looking left and looking right to what's going on around you, that's what kills joy. That's the thief. That's what steals joy.
Yep.
And so I really try to encourage them that your race is your journey, is yours alone. Yep. It's a marathon. Yep. It's a space. You've got to take stops. You got to get water. You've really got to be able to endure the journey, because it's a journey. And it doesn't.
I remember last year when a friend of mine had a health crisis, and I just remember thinking, my chart was green. Yeah. Like across the board.
Yeah.
Like once I got my blood pressure down, everything was green. And I'm thinking, here is someone who I admired, who's had some successes in life monetarily. And I'm like, shit. Yeah. Like they got
health issues.
They got some health issues. I ain't got health issues. Yeah. So I was like, well, I'm gonna take my blessings and just sit here and enjoy them. Yeah. Like, thank you, God. Yeah, like I'm cool. Right. Like I'm cool. Like I'm not gonna trade mine for yours. I don't want to know what's behind door number 2. No. Like I'm good. Like I got mine. I'm cool.
I remember a couple of years ago, I don't know what changed because it wasn't like I don't think I have it now. But I was my health was your credit. So dealing with what I was dealing with, I think we did like a PET scan on me, my like head to toe, just kind of like we're checking everything.
Yeah.
So you hope, and so one thing lit up, and I became so obsessed. Like, why the hell do I have a fatty liver? Because I had a fatty liver. Well, you got a fatty liver, and I'm like, that bothered me. So my fatty liver was like your blood pressure. I was like, then I'm going to have to eat better, and I'm going to
Yes.
like we got to look at this again because
Yep.
I'm not going to walk around with a fatty liver.
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means. I mean, it's not good, but it's
What does that
it
mean?
can be. It's
No,
fatty.
I'm asking for real. I don't know what
It's
that means.
fatty.
What?
It's not.
Okay.
It shouldn't be.
But does it still do the function of a liver?
Yeah, but it's not. Yes, but you want it to be a healthy liver. I mean,
Okay.
a lot of people think what they think, and I am not a medical professional. I do not have a licensed degree.
Right. This
But
is
a
just
lot
your
of people,
experience,
but a lot of people are in this heart and head, and my son and I will debate all the time about what's more important, the brain or the heart, because to me it's a chicken and the egg. One
Yeah.
don't work without the other.
Right.
But your liver's trash, you're dead because the liver is the it
Yeah, it
does all
releases
the thing with the
toxins.
toxins.
That's what I'm saying. So I've never heard of fatty liver.
So people can have fatty liver disease for a number of reasons. Sometimes
That's a thing?
Yes. Yeah.
Fatty liver.
It's called fatty liver.
I gotta write this
Yeah,
down.
you can look it up.
I'm going home.
So,
It's like,
so,
I've never heard of
but
such
it
a
just
thing.
bothered me because I wanted green, perfect
Okay, let me ask you
numbers.
this.
Yep.
Did you get it?
I got it
unfatty?
under control. And then we did a second. What ended up happening was we had this spot, and I was like, "What's going on with this spot?" And then my doctor will love him to death because I think I make him crazy with all my shenanigans and what's about this and what about that. So he's like, "Well, this PET scan." He's like, "I hate PET scans because PET scans pick up literally anything,
Yep.
and it could be a shadow of something." So there was the shadow, could tell the spot was on my liver, and he's like, "I think it's your diaphragm." It was
It's
funny.
nothing.
So yes, so ultimately, health is.
everything.
It's everything
Yeah.
to your point, and you want to, when you know something, do something, do the best you can. Because my PCP always said, you got diabetes and high blood pressure in your family. The gun is already loaded.
Yeah.
It's just you're trying not to pull the trigger,
Right.
and that's all we're doing every day. But having a sense of self, knowing who you are, engaging in relationships that are toxic's bad, staying away from toxic relationships good. All those things. If someone had just said at 25 told me, girl, some people are going to pass your path, go across your path, and they're not meant to be on it forever, and be okay with that. That would be the top thing, I think.
Yeah.
Besides chill, it's just like everything ain't meant forever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's yeah.
because and one thing Mel Robbins says, I'm quoting her, and I don't know if I got to give her rights to this, but was talking about she had an episode about adult people having friendships. But she said we always have to look at it like you don't even know. You may have met the best friend you're ever going to have. You haven't even met yet.
Wow.
And I think that's the optimism we need to have with our whole life is until somebody's throwing dirt on our grave, we can explore new things.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
You're 50.
Because some people say, "Oh, my friendship boat is full."
I've met new people recently that I am thankful that I've met.
Okay.
And I don't know what those relationships.
One new person
Yeah, I had to take the risk that.
No, that's not true. Because there's a guy at the cigar bar.
Yeah.
I love him to death.
Yeah.
He's just a good dude,
Yeah.
and he asked me questions because I'm 10 years older than him.
Yeah.
And he was going through a divorce or something. I was like, I can talk to you about this. So that's true.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you can meet people, and then their timing is. It was a season, reason, lifetime, right?
Yeah.
You got your lifetime friends, you got
Yep.
your reason friends, you got
Yep.
your season friends.
Yep.
And I met a group of people that were very welcoming to me because I put myself out there. I didn't know that it would cultivate an association that leads to some friend, girl hanging time.
Yeah.
But I was just like, hey, you guys look like you're having a lot of fun. I like to do that kind of stuff. And then one of them was thoughtful enough to say, next time we do something, like when they did something, she said, that girl that was on your Facebook page, invite her out with us. And I did, and we're going to see Mary J. Blige.
Nice.
So it's definitely like we have to reinvent ourselves all the time.
Yeah.
And if someone had said,
That's a good concept, by the way.
what?
Mary J. Blige.
Okay.
It's a good concept.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
No, it's a good concept.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm serious.
But
It's
yeah.
like as a dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Like it's a good concept.
I'm
Yeah.
excited. And so at 50, I am trying to saw Janet Jackson, saw
I know. You
Usher,
see
saw Lionel
everybody.
Richie. Like I'm trying to,
You went
yeah,
to the damn Dave
yeah,
Chappelle at his
yeah,
backyard.
I'm yes,
God, I was so
twice. I've
jealous.
been
I was
twice.
jealous of that one.
Yeah,
That
I'm
one,
sorry.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I was like,
But
damn.
I'm trying to live because
Yeah.
we are not going to be here forever. We
No.
cannot take whatever God blesses with us
Yeah.
with blesses us with. We can't take with us,
Yeah.
but we can do what we can with what we got and make the most of it and enjoy our experiences with that. So, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Just the Dave Chappelle thing, you like twice.
I said the president twice.
Like, damn.
Yeah.
Like that. I like. There's so many people that I did not get to see in the last 25 years. Like I remember thinking, I didn't get to see Luther. Right?
Yeah.
You saw Janet Jackson.
I saw Janet Jackson. I've seen her twice.
It was somebody else. So I started to catch up. Like in the last 5 years, I've started to go, oh, I'm booking down. Like I'm going. I'm going to go see him. Seeing Kim in concert.
I was going to say, you saw Kim.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I got to see our black famous Frankie Beverly.
Okay.
That
Before
was
he passed away.
Great,
Before he passed away.
That was a great concert. Matter of fact, I think it was. I think I mixed up the concerts because it was Kim and Uncle Charlie Wilson.
Yeah.
But then I saw Frankie Beverly open for Kim. So I saw Kim twice. Once Frankie Beverly, once. Yeah.
I saw Prince. I don't know if
oh my God. Are you serious?
Yeah, I saw Prince.
Are you serious?
Yes, I saw Prince. Yeah, I saw him in Cincinnati.
Damn.
So
I'm
and
turn this table upside down. Damn. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, and you think about it, never need no more.
No, if you did not, you would not. And that's why I think in life you just have to do stuff.
Yes.
And just do it. Just do it. And I think she quoted that too. Like, there's a reason why that's the phrase that Nike went with. And I think, in life you just. I'm speaking to myself.
Like,
right
I've
now,
never been to an Essence festival.
No, I would like to do that.
I think that's on my list.
That.
Like, I'm gonna put that on my list. Like, I've done the Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Like, there's some good. I've got some good bucket lists. Super Bowl, yada yada.
Yeah.
But I'm hitting these concerts.
Yeah, you gotta.
Because I love music.
Yeah,
and why
it's
wouldn't
just
I?
you can relax, and it's nice. Janet Jackson was a little hot last year. I thought I'm a little old for this because it was warm. I mean, even she said, "Oh, it's hot as hell." But it was hot.
Yeah.
The outdoor thing. I like the outdoor concerts because it's not as loud.
Yes.
But you have so much to play with
A lot of
weather.
variables.
And so I am at my old self was made sure we were under the roof. That was all. I was like, I ain't sitting on no lawn. I'm too old for that.
You're like, how much more do we have to pay?
Right, to have seats and to have a cover if this starts to just pour.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The blanket that was cute at
25.
25. Right. Now you're like,
nah.
Pay for the seats.
Pay for seats.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, that was a good one.
Yeah,
All right.
for sure.
So, for everybody else, ask yourself the 25-year-old question. What would you tell yourself at 25 to now?
And then
it probably does apply.
Yeah, and then maybe you got to say at 75, well, what I tell my 50-year-old self.
Right.
But now we're in the chapter that matters.
Yeah. My old man's kicked in.
Yeah.
Like, now I don't give a darn at all.
No filter.
Zero.
Yeah.
Like zero. Because I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, when I say I don't care, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Listen to me, and I'm going to say it again.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I have a shirt a friend made for me that says, I'm not doing that. And
you got?
I have it upstairs. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I was like, I say it. I say it all the time,
that.
and now I have a shirt.
Yeah.
So now I can just point. I ain't gotta say it. Like,
I'm
not doing that.
Yeah.
So
That's too funny. That was like we had to tell your story about your Honda, but that was funny.
Yeah.
The lemon Honda.
Yeah, the lemon.
And it's
Honda.
not a slam.
No.
Like, I don't want to be sued, but
No.
it's a factual recollection of the things that occurred for you to say, I'm not getting, you can have this car back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was,
I'm not doing that. You're like, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I've come to a place in my life where I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Well, and I think for me, honestly, that was 25. I've seen more of myself now in the last year or two of who I was at 25 that I absolutely, I took a car back when, back then. I was like, I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
That was my second return of a vehicle. They're like, oh, here she comes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You're like, this ain't working for me.
No, it's not working for me.
Right. And then we make excuses as we get older. Go, well, I don't want to ruffle the feathers. I don't want to appear to come across like a whatever.
B.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Yeah. Now you're like, I don't care. Just
yes.
what we got to do to fix this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have had two occurrences. I know we're running short on time with cars, and I was probably 24 the first time and 49 the second time. And in both times, when I was working out the deal, it was not the number we talked about. And I would have had a different car than I have right now, but they tried to add to the car payment.
What,
And
$2, $5?
it was probably less than 10, but it was the principal. And I was like,
Yeah.
look, so where's Dan? They're like, well, we already started paperwork. We're doing finance. I was like, oh no. I said, I just need to pull my car up so I could put my stuff back because we had made the
They had
funds
already
and stuff.
took your
Put the
stuff?
plate on the car and everything. It's like, nope, I'll be taking this lemon Honda with me. I was like, it was crazy. You can't tell me it's too late. Like I was really, that's what bothers me is people are like, well, how's this gonna look? Who cares? What are we gonna do? We're gonna switch. You're gonna put this plate right back on this car, and I'm gonna put the stuff that was in the center
Because they had
console.
already had it sold in their mind.
Yeah, in their mind. And she was like, we're fretting over the $10. And I was like, yeah, but you knew going into this, we already talked the number out there. So where does this come? Where does this come from? And so I just saw that as no. And then I should have had my shirt on and said, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. $10 holla.
yeah. And I think then in 25 it was like 50. I don't know. I needed my payment to be $1 amount even. It was discussed, and they're like, well, this is just $5. I was like, sir, that's a Big Mac. A big was at the time was an extra value meal.
Right.
I was like, yeah, so your $5 is not a big deal. It's my $5,
Right.
or it's my $5 is not a big deal. It's your $5. Like, then you figure out what we can rearrange in these numbers.
Yeah.
We worked that car out. That was a silver Civic I had back then.
Okay. Yeah.
But this
I
one,
remember when I will tell you mine, when we went to that fake coin shortage.
Yeah.
And remember they were keeping your money?
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on. What are you talking about? I don't get change back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you give me my money.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I don't have coins. I said, well, then you give me more back.
Yeah.
But you don't get to just
give me less.
take my 56
Right,
cents.
right.
Like, that's
Yeah.
not an
Guess
option.
you're giving me $1 then.
That's why I told you. I said,
Yeah.
then give me $1.
Yeah.
And the guy came over. I said, well, let me ask you a question. Has other people kept their change? Yeah. I said, well, then you ain't going to be short at the end of the night.
Yeah.
But you don't get to just say, he
it.
closed the register.
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
don't
sitting
have
there
it.
like,
Where's my change?
don't I have change coming? He's like, we have coin shortage. And I was like, oh yeah, you talking to the wrong dude. Like then give me 56 cents worth of something to compensate
right.
me.
A candy bar or something.
Something.
Yeah.
What did Denzel Washington say? I'm leaving with something. Yeah. So all right, good conversation. Good conversation.
For sure.
All right. To the next time.
I was just gonna say that. Take care.
All right.